Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Gemini, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Tower, right? So you know what a great card to have, and the thing is, to be honest with you, the Tower gets a bad rap. Yes, you know, 80% of the time it's the Tower, but the other 20% of the time this is doing for us what we refuse to do for ourselves, which is clearing out the shit, quite frankly. Now that being said, the Tower card for me tends to show up in the body as nervous energy. So all of us, you know, we've been super tense, super pressure cooked. If you saw my video on the triple conjunction with Denise Matthew, you will understand why. You know, at the moment the whole astrology world has been abuzz with that. It was a huge deal. We're not fully out of that energy. Just because the event has taken place doesn't mean that the after effects or the ripples from that aren't going to still be felt. Now, the Tower card this week suggests that in all areas of life, in some way, shape or form, there are going to be shock changes. And they don't have to be like, okay, it's the Tower. They will be shocking changes, but they are likely to be ones that are truly liberating for you in some way, shape or form. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share. And if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options this week, you have the Fool card, right? So if you've been with me long enough, you know I talk about the Fool and the Tower as two halves of a coin, right? These are two halves of a whole. Yes, the Tower card has a Martian energy to it as well, but both of these energies are very Uranian. Now, what this suggests to me is, for some of you, you're doing something very new, or you're releasing something very new to the world over the course of this week. It's like you're rededicating a path. For some of you, this might have come as a result of a light bulb moment. For a lot of you, this is going to be a phoenix rising from the fucking ashes kind of week, and this is you like not holding back. It's you not censoring yourself. It's not you trying to pander to what other people want or need from you. This is about you owning and claiming yourself, and it's about you chucking it out there with the full force of your being. The Fool card is new things, new places, new people, new energies. Yes, absolutely. But with the Tower card, this is you consciously, because it's your actions and options, consciously deciding to ravage, to ruthlessly edit your life and yourself, and what you're presenting to the world is something completely brand new. And it's like, you know what, consequences or other people's wants, needs and desires be damned. I mean, I'm here for it. That's my whole jam. For your communications and conversations, you have the Six of Pentacles. So I love this, right? Six of Pentacles with the Tower card. When it comes to your communications this week, it's about what truly is fair. There's going to be a lot of conversations that come up around this for you guys this week. The thing is with Geminis, yes, you guys are super studious, you're very intelligent, but you tend to, it's a mutable sign, right? It's a mutable air sign. So you tend to just be kind of like, well, it is what it is, and you'll just go with it, which at times tends to see you guys either not getting what is fair or giving slightly too much. And it's like, because you're just like, well, you know what, I paid more this time, it will come back to me at some point later. That's a wonderful philosophy to have, but this week, you're getting a little bit more stick with this whole thing. It's about, no, you know what? I need more than that for this to be considered fair. I need more in return from that in order for this to feel like the right thing for me. When it comes to those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, that Six of Pentacles with the Tower card, if you have been relying on loans, funds, bursaries, what's the other things? Grants, all that kind of stuff. It's not that you're not getting it, but the Tower card suggests that there may be an extra hoop to jump through this week that you hadn't expected. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this especially if you're going in because you want more money, or you're going in like you are going to have to negotiate your butt off. Thankfully, nobody communicates like a Gemini, because this is your realm, right? So but do expect to be pushed for it, right? Just because Geminis are natural communicators, natural speakers, natural, can be natural negotiators, doesn't necessarily mean that you always advocate hard for yourself. And I think this week you're being forced to. Not necessarily a bad thing. Can you say level up? For those of you that are self-employed business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, honestly, I like this because, especially with the Fool card here, there's something here that's being born or being birthed into the world that is either very different to what you're known for, or it's about you completely sort of breaking with who or what you've been known for previously. There's definitely like this whole theme of a phoenix rising from the ashes, something new being birthed from who you were is really coming through. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, one way that this might show up for you is when it comes to resources, when it comes to finances. Those that are older, that are retired, tend to, families tend to squeeze them for what they want or for what they need. And I think this week is about you putting your foot down. Fair play. For your love and relations, you have the Temperance card. So this is like a soothing or a healing balm in a sense. And with the Six of Pentacles there, this is for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments. There is a lot of give and take this week. There is a lot of discussion about where you go from here. And a big part of this is because of some of the changes that you're making. I wonder if this is because a lot of you Geminis that are partnered, you're starting to realize, okay, these new moves that I'm making, they're going to make me less available for this other person in my life. If you're communicating this at the start, it doesn't become a problem. So keeping those lines of communication open, I think, are going to be, magical. For those of you that are single and looking, I mean, it's Temperance and the Tower. Honestly, this could be that you meet somebody in a really mundane kind of place, like a hospital, a doctor's surgery, a dentist. It's going to be somewhere that has, because it's the Temperance card, it's going to be somewhere that has like a health vibe to it. So, if a friend says to you like, oh, I've got to go and have this scan done, but I don't really want to go on my own, and you're single, go, because you never know who you're going to bump into. This could be that week. Now, in terms of the Temperance card and alignment, this is about, especially with the Fool card, this is going to be about, I think a lot of you are having a really powerful self-talk week, where you're saying, okay, you know what, the partners that I've had up until now have been unavailable for these reasons, for this reason. And it's like you really getting very clear on that for yourself so that you can sort of abolish that. And I think for some of you, this might come as a flash of insight where you're like, oh my gosh, I say I don't have a type, and now when I look back over all of my previous partners, there's always something about them that is not available. And it's interesting, right? Because a lot of you are currently moving out of what is available. And I don't think it's necessarily just about available. I think it's about what's comfortable. For your money and materials, you have the King of Pentacles. So an Earth sign male, Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo could feature for you this week when it comes to money and resources. It could be that some of you are having conversations this week with somebody who works in a financial capacity. So this could be an accountant, it could be a business coach or mentor, it could be a banker, it could be somebody that manages estates, all of that kind of stuff. There's something here where you're getting very clear on your resources, and it's like you're taking your money to that next level. What I will say to you, because it's this with the Six of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, this week, people have called me crazy. You know what, whatever. Keep a wad of cash handy, all right? It doesn't have to be hundreds or thousands. Just keep some cash handy so that should anything happen on the wider world stage where you can't get access to your money, you already have some set aside so that you can get what you need, all right? Yes, I know that sounds a bit, but whatever. For your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your neck, your throat, and your voice. especially if you work in some capacity where your voice is important. This week you really got to nurture and nourish that. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, it looks like some of you have either been planning to invest in your home or in property, but there's some snag here that you haven't quite seen. So if this is that you're waiting on approval for a mortgage or something like that, there's a sense here that you may have a delay here. All right, that's probably the easiest way for me to put it. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.